Good afternoon, Claudia.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I am fine. And what about you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Let's wait on the others. They guess they'll be here shortly. You had a chance to start to review your notes?
I did briefly just to go through the questions.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have a lot of reading to do in your section in particular.
It ain't that bad.
That's a lot of pages. And you have a question on the juvenile system that a woman has to sit on the panel or something.
I saw that just now because I asked Miguel to forward me a copy of what they sent to you. And I say, well, I don't know where that came from.
Yeah, because I searched the documents and I didn't see anything about juvenile. So I'm figuring that's just an old question.
And they're probably very, very old. Because that's not in my notes. That
Yeah.
one was new. Yeah, that one, I don't know where that one came from.
There's one or two like that from the other sections also.
Yeah, I guess they're old ones, and but they randomly, they just probably just picked them.
Yeah.
Without actually, I guess, going through or taking all the time to just say, let me just send you all a few questions just so you can see how the questions are worded.
And then the US thing, the inheritance, we asked about that is $600 exemption before you have to pay inheritance tax or something.
Which question is that?
Let me see which number.
Because like I told you, that was an old, we used to do a comparative with the US and the Canadian inheritance, but since we don't have inheritance tax, I decided to just take that out.
Okay, yeah, I think that's an old one. Let me look. It's question on page 167.
1, 6, 7. Yeah, because that would have been like, say, what is years? 2021. That might have been about 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So they randomly let's pick these. Yeah, because we actually would have compared the inheritance requirements under the US compared to England and the Bahamas, but we don't do that anymore. So that's not a part of the current notes.
Okay, and your questions for this section, right?
What you saying about my questions?
You are creating the questions, right? Or,
Uh-huh.
yeah. So I don't have to worry about the US comparison.
No, but I mean, I don't know if they'll throw any questions of their own in there.
That's like, yeah, okay, that's what I was wondering, if
Right.
the examiners would actually put something from that we.
And the only way they could get anything on the US or from Canada is in that same handout what I told you about, the investor's guide.
Okay.
Let's take a quick look in the investor's guide under, where's the section now? S13 and 16. 13 is Canada and 16 is United States. Let's quickly go through there and see if there's anything in that handout. Hold on 1 second. I don't think it's here.
And the Investment Funds Act 2003, that was updated as well, right?
Yes. The 2019.
Okay.
2019 Act and 2020 regulations. Remember I was telling you last week that some of the questions look like old questions. So let me just see. 1.67. Yeah, 1.6.7 would have been from our old slides on inheritance. Because we would have actually done a calculation on that. But let me just double check and let me see. Tax planning for United States. I see you can take your laptop with you if you have notes on it.
Yes, it's just to find it, whatever in this.
Hmm.
thing and
Yeah,
organized,
let me
and
see.
Kendall was putting little stickies or something on.
And
Kevin
there
is
was
on you.
because I trying to find the investor's guide now, and I get 100 million stickies on this thing, and I still can't find it
But you found it last class.
in my book.
I thought you had it, yes. But we were looking for it and you said, yes, I have it.
Yeah, but I'm looking for the sticky now, and I see nothing.
You probably get too many stickies.
Yeah, I probably do.
Oh God, help us. Do not go on this exam flipping paper.
Listen to me. I don't know what I could be doing in there.
Yeah, no, that information is not in this handout. So forget
Ask me
that question.
how much it is to retake the exam. Does it sound like this could be a little hurt?
Oh, come on. How many weeks you have to learn this thing?
Hey, listen, you said investors guide is where the segregated accounts thing was, right?
Yes, uh-huh.
Mark that, but I didn't actually mark investors guide.
How come you on twice?
Because I was on my phone because my computer was freaking itself out. So I trying to log into the computer.
Oh, my computer too. So I'm on my phone, yes. I don't know.
So right now I actually talking to you on the phone, trying to get the computer to
Computer, okay, okay.
Computer, I don't know. Psychotic thing. Okay, so maybe I need to mark investors guide on this sticky because I found the segregated accounts tab.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
We put in the guide.
So if you look at the investor's guide, it has in it the segregated accounts, it has the IBC, it has the trust, the foundation, the executive entity, the PTC and family office, insurance products, the tax planning for Canadians and US, and the investment funds is old. The investment fund, let me see what they have here. S19. That's the icon.
So what exactly need to know, at least in your section, because listen,
What? Listen, what? I'm listening. I'm listening. Tell me what it is. Am I missing?
see, Claudia them get an upper hand. They work with this stuff and clients on a day-to-day basis. I don't.
Not Claudia Dam. Speak for yourself.
Mhm.
Rodrigo, you deal with clients, right?
Exactly. Don't let us sham you.
I know.
I deal with the local Negroes.
Oh, Jesus. Oh,
I-
Lord.
I can't get it on, man. Stop.
Okay. So last time, Kevin, did you look at the answers or you just tried to answer them without the answers?
If I try to answer them without the answers,
Yes.
really?
Yes. Why would you look at the answers?
Well, I tried to initially, that's what I was saying last class. I was looking at it before and looking at the answers and trying to figure out what in the world these people asking, because I never see these things in my life.
Okay. So
And
let's start.
so
Okay, let's
I-
start with 1.1.1. Now, some of these are not from my section, so you have to tell me whether or not you covered it. But 1.1.1, in relation to the sales cycle for financial products, which one of the following should occur first? Explanation of the benefits or identification of the customers, clarification of the technical features, or matching of benefits of products to needs. So that one should require you to dig up far.
Would it be identifying the customers?
yeah, you need to identify the customer wants and needs
Yeah.
in order to match them to the product.
And of course, after that, after you match them, then you have to explain it. So logically, you know that's B.
Yeah.
So that's your, so you've now selected the first word you need to know in order to answer these questions. It has to be logical. Next one, financial analysis. You've compiled an analysis of the sundry net assets of a client company. Which one of the following would form part of that analysis? Basis of writing off capital costs, maturities of long-term debt, details of leasing arrangements, or gearing or leverage ratio of the company.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Right. So this is another logical question.
The
yeah, see,
long-term debts?
I have the answer here, but I don't know why. And I've been looking for why.
Okay,
What
stop
answer
looking
you
at
have?
the answer. Stop looking at the answer. You only have a couple minutes to answer. This has to be logical. If you have already done an analysis of the net assets, which of the following would form part of that analysis? So
Oh,
it's a process of
yeah.
elimination.
The long-term debts.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
You get that, Kevin?
Long-term debts, y'all sure?
Okay,
They're
okay,
asking
okay.
about your net assets.
Let Kev try to figure it out.
Listen to me, I understand that, but you're all telling me long-term debts, but this paper have the answers A, which is writing off the capital cost. That's why I said try to figure out why.
You have assets and net assets.
That's the
Don't do
paper.
that. Don't do
So what?
leasing.
The only thing I could think is that's depreciation of assets is what they mean. But.
Okay, so when you did this section, because I'm looking at it now, when you have the net assets, that's the net assets minus any cost. So which one would form part of that analysis? It would have to be writing off of capital costs, because that's the only way you're going to get the net assets.
True,
Yeah,
true.
that's what it's saying, but you're always saying long-term debts first, which is another.
No. I tell it, I say now, go through it and think of it logically. So it is A. Do you understand now why it is A?
I got to look for that.
You understand, Kevin?
Not really,
Yeah,
but
I
I got.
understand.
Okay, no, don't move. It's nothing for you to look for. What is net assets? That's the first thing. You have to know what is net assets.
Yeah, that's just it.
Kermit, what's net assets?
Herman Glassing.
Yeah, man. You think Kermit was the Mr. Glass? Never.
Yeah.
And that's the last.
Kermit.
Net assets. I think that's that'd be what capital minus liability. Something like that. Capital. I think assets would be capital minus liability.
That'd be assets minus your liabilities. Total assets minus your liabilities.
Okay.
So it wouldn't be B because B is already included.
Okay.
It can't be details of leasing arrangements. Nor can it be the gearing of the company. So it has to be the writing off of capital costs, because that's how you get your net assets. Assets minus liabilities, and then any other costs that would affect the value of the assets.
Okay, I got you.
Okay. 1.2.2. When using a SWOT analysis, which features are most useful in assessing and establishing the internal factors affecting the company? Strengths and opportunities, opportunities and threats, weaknesses and strengths and weaknesses. And the key word here is internal factors. So which one of these features is useful in assessing the establishing the internal factors?
Now, I know threats is one of them, but I was trying to understand why would threats be one of them in terms of internal, because don't they have external threats as well?
Yes. But it qualifies the internal factors by saying what is the most useful.
I gotcha.
Because if once you do a SWOT analysis, what's the most useful to the company internally? Is it not knowing what your weaknesses are and what threats there are against the company? That's the only way in which you can grow.
Right.
Okay, so that's another logical question. Stop reading that, Kevin. You only get a couple seconds to do these questions. 1.2.3.
Yeah, next.
Kermit, you want to take that one?
No, I don't think that one right now.
What'd you say?
No, I don't want to do the one right now.
Okay.
We're all learning, you know. There's nothing wrong if you get it wrong. XYZ company has total assets of 3.25. It achieved a profit of 50,000 and sales of 3.5 million. It achieved a profit of 25,000 and sales of 2.75 in 2005. So that's the year before. Its current ratio is 1.75 to 1. Calculate the company's sales growth ratio for the relevant period. So I know you all did these exercises. Claudia has already done all of these, you know, she has the answers.
Is it C?
How you get C?
I go on off of gasoline.
Huh?
I didn't work it out.
You can't
I look
just
at-
guess. You don't have time to get answers wrong, you know.
So with this question, I came up with a percentage, but then where it said ratio, I was like, okay, is it the 1.27? So this one is like, you know, it's the 2.7 because you did the calculation, but they're asking for a ratio, not a percentage. So I was like, that really wasn't clear to me. I don't know if that made sense to everybody else or not.
I hear nothing. What silence means, Keva? Rodrigo, what you come up with?
No hablo inglés.
Oh, Lord. Hablo español. You can give it in Spanish. Okay, so go back to your notes. How do you calculate a sales growth ratio?
Yeah, I'm looking at my notes now and it actually has a note I have next to it, a percentage next to it, which I did not see at the time.
Oh,
So it is actually, it's called a ratio, but it has a little percentage symbol next
it's
to
a
it.
percentage, yes.
Yeah, so I freaked myself out on that one.
Mm. So what's the formula?
Okay, it's, so 2005 to 2006, so it's total sales for 2006 minus total sales for 2005 divided by total sales for 2005. So
So 3.5 divided by 2.75.
3.5 minus 2.75
Mm-hmm.
divided by 2.75.
Okay. And you should get what, 27.27?
Yeah,
Kermit, Keva, Rodrigo, you get that?
I understand.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't have much time to write down, to look up this formula. Next one says the difference between the current ratio and the quick ratio of a small retailer can be assessed by which one of the following? Stripping out the value of inventory, including the value of inventory, including the value of long-term debtors, or stripping out the value of long-term debtors to the current ratio. First, you have to know what is the current ratio and what's the quick ratio. Rodrigo, you want to take that one?
Unfortunately, I am not stationary just yet, so I have
Oh,
no
okay,
notes
okay.
in front of me.
Oh, all right. You on the road?
Yep, so unsettling.
Okay. Keva,
Yes.
what's the current ratio?
Um,
Just by the word current, you know that what it is. Current assets divided by current liabilities.
right.
What's the quick ratio?
That quick ratio is current assets less stock divided by current liability. Current assets minus stock divided by current liabilities. Is that it?
So if I okay, so what it's asking you is what? What's the difference between them?
What's the difference between quick ratio, current ratio and quick ratio of a smaller ratio?
Too long?
Man, how long this exam is? Like 6 hours, right?
No.
I think it's an hour and a half.
Listen, Kermit, I need some time. You ain't working with me.
Ah. How long is the exam?
It's an hour and a half. It's an hour and a half.
Yeah, 90 minutes.
You have 1 minute per question.
Okay, there you go.
This ain't right. This
And
ain't right.
30 minutes is 30, hold on, 30 minutes has gone and we're only on question 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So help me, Howard.
This thing is saying stripping out the value of inventory from current ratio, but what inventory are they talking about?
They're asking you that the difference between the two ratios, right, of a small retailer can be assessed by which one of the following. So once you know what the current ratio is and what a quick ratio is, you should be able to tell, using a small company, the difference. Did you miss this class?
They say, listen, I don't even remember hearing this in the class. I need to go back to the videos.
Don't feel bad, Keva. I obviously missed that class too.
Listen to me. I'm trying to figure out if Miss Archer,
Yes.
inventory and stock, are those words used interchangeably or what?
Yeah, they can.
Okay, so that would be the inventory then, taking out the inventory, value of the inventory from the current ratio calculation. Because this other one says the quick ratio is current assets minus stock divided by current liabilities. And the current ratio is current assets divided by current liabilities.
Mm-hmm.
Only thing missing there is the stock or inventory. I'm
You're
sorry,
correct.
that's how I'm looking at it.
Yeah, I keep telling you, these are logical questions.
But why they gotta use the word inventory to try to confuse people
Why are they not confusing you?
instead of using the word that's there, which is stock?
Where you see stock?
In the ratio, in the book, it didn't say inventory, it says stock, current asset.
Oh.
That's why I
Okay.
asked you, inventory,
I get-
stock.
Yeah, that's why you getting confused. Because when you read, when you look at the ratio itself, when you're talking about the current ratio is always current assets divided by current liabilities. So that means that you must know exactly what current means. So current assets includes your cash equivalents, your current receivables, any short-term investments. That's how you know the difference.
Okay.
Inventory. They don't say
Sorry.
stock.
Just to confirm, what was our last module? Was that module 5? Was there
Six.
another
Module
module?
6.
I don't have that.
What do you mean?
I have module 5, the behavior.
You have
development.
it, but he have it in V and I. That's why, because he normally put the digits, but he put it for that one in V and I. So look for it.
Oh,
you
sorry,
searching it?
that's the one with the 500 pages.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah,
you also
yeah.
pulling this number
Okay.
out.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
I
It's
was
a
looking
right.
for it. I couldn't find it. The subject I kept on putting an actual 6, and he had in V and I. I was like, well, that's
You know,
why I
my
couldn't find it.
section is the easiest section, right?
I don't
With
know
the
about that.
words.
I don't know about that. That's a lot of work.
You don't think so?
No.
Okay, all right. So we get 4. 4 is okay. So what the next number is? 1.3.1? Yeah, risk management. You should be able to answer these now. Come, Kermit. 1.3.1. This is risk management and insurance needs. In the context of the risk management cycle, which of the following should take place once risks have been identified and analyzed? Okay, let's go. Well, the first thing you have to know is the cycle.
I ain't looking at them.
Could y'all direct me where I should be reading right now? What are we looking at?
We are under the risk management and insurance needs.
Of
How about
module
them?
6.
The mock exam.
No, Mark.
Where's the mock exam?
Oh,
Who sent that out? I don't see that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
get
send
yeah.
email.
back.
When did he send it today?
No, this is a while back.
last week.
While back.
Okay.
It came with
Okay.
something else. I
Okay.
can't remember.
It came with the timetable.
Came with the assignment. It came with the actuals.
Okay.
CIFP assignment.
All righty.
So if you put in your search CIFP assignment, you'll find it.
Okay.
Okay.
You're on question
1.3.1.
right?
Yes.
Answer the rest.
And I need you to tell me what comes next. Kevin, there's no need for you to make all of this noise.
Me. I make a noise.
I thought that was you just now groaning.
I know that wasn't me. That's this child in
Okay.
here. He tell a
Oh,
dog like that.
It'll be C, formation of policy on risk. Because you then question then, so you already identify, you already analyze. So you should be looking at how best to actually you know, like actually plan against it or whatever, like actually tackle it on, put policies in place to tackle it. I would think it's C. That's what I'm
Yeah,
thinking.
it's C. It's C.
They
See how
actually
easy
have,
that was? Again, it's logical. What you saying, Keva?
I'm not saying the cycle inside
What you not saying?
risk management.
You don't see it in your notes?
No, I in risk.
I don't think that was in our CFP class. I don't think we did the cycle.
When you did the risk management segment, you didn't talk about the cycle?
I don't remember that.
I don't know.
I don't remember. Not in the CFP, no. I don't think we did it like that. I think Mr. Wilkinson teach the risk portion of it. If I remember correctly.
But no.
Open?
No?
If y'all have it open, the cycle is on page 19.
Page, which one?
19?
Okay, now if my page is ain't really numbered like that. Hold on, let me see something. Page 19.
It's just a little square.
Oh, I see that.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
So is Kermit right?
yes, he is.
Okay.
You're all trying to stress me out.
No, we're not. You do number 1.3.2.
Why you gotta be like that?
Why? Because I
Okay,
want you to stop stressing and apply yourself. Come on.
a purist situation exists when which of the following occurs?
So you must have covered this thing called pure risk.
Um, the possibility of loss but no gain.
Mm-hmm. And that's a pure definition. A question is a pure definition.
What do you mean?
That's what pure risk means.
Oh,
A risk by itself means that there's a possibility of a loss and you may have a minimal gain. But when they put that word pure risk, that means that there is a possibility of a loss. And of course, there's no possibility of a gain. That's a pure definition.
okay.
Oh, Rodrigo Drive. Claudia, 1.3.3.
What is a liability risk would be negligence.
Okay, why not the others?
Negligence is like people take out insurance to cover it. So it's a mitigated risk, in my opinion. I just kind of, like you say, went through in my brain what I thought. I didn't see like an argument for it in the paper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All of these could be insured for loss of income, depletion of assets. Well, that's the ongoing thing, and direct physical damage, that could be as well. But when you say liability, it's like, what could you be liable for as a company? Legally, I would say negligence on the part of like your employees or your manufacturing process. I don't know.
Let me go to Kermit. Kermit, do you understand?
For 1.33?
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. She's
Okay.
negligence, yeah.
Yes, negligence, yeah. Okay, 1.4.1, Kermit.
Right.
How much money must David invest now at 8% interest in order to receive $1,000 in 2 years? And you must have a formula.
Right. Yeah, you use the tables for this, eh? Or the financial calculator. Which
I don't know. You get time to
Which-
see anything in any
which I
financial
don't have.
calculator.
Yeah, it says you use tables of financial calculator, which I don't have financial calculator in my face right now.
You have a table?
Not in front of me though. But in 2 years, I know it's 1 6 because they got 3 8s here.
Oh, don't
So I
get
know it's
me
one of them.
today.
I guess I know it ain't be the 6s. They have 800 something. So I know it's one of them. They're trying to trick me with which one. That's how I would think. That's how I
Don't,
think.
yes, but don't be guessing now. Come on. It has to be a formula.
I know the table in front of me. That's why I can.
Okay, all right. Kevin, you have the table?
Yes,
If not,
ma'am.
okay, so what is it?
The answer is B. Just
Mhm.
present value.
I would have gotten that right because that's how it's going to go with.
You have to use the present value or single cash flow table. And you look at 8 per 2-year period and multiply that.
Which table? Sorry.
The present
Present
value,
value.
Oh, present value.
single cash flow.
2-year period.
So
And
when
then-
when they say investing now, that means use the present value, right? How much you need to invest now? That's present.
Yeah. Because right now,
Yeah,
because
and
you
you
want to know what's in the
start
future.
at that amount, that percentage of 2 years under 8%, which is 0.8573.
Okay.
And that will give you your answer of 857.34 cents. That's the only one I actually figured out how to do on my own.
Wonderful.
So I got one answer right out of the whole paper.
Ah, why do you stop making me laugh?
That's what it was. I being honest.
Claudia, 1.4.2. I know you noticed out your head. How frequently is interest paid on the treasury bond?
Twice a year, y'all keep calling me out, man.
Everybody getting a chance to answer. We waiting until Rodriguez get home.
Okay.
So
But
she
she
said
could
mustn't call her.
She driving slow.
Oh, goodness.
Okay. Keva, 1.4.3. Which one of the following is a right
Sorry,
attached to
what was 2? It was quarterly or half together?
half yearly?
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was quarterly. Okay.
No.
And the treasury bond is the same thing as what we call a government bond, right?
Yeah.
Would they say treasury bond on the exam, or would they just say government bond?
No, they're gonna say treasury.
Okay, good to know.
Why they gotta be like that?
I know, right?
Because when you say treasury bond, it means government bond. But they use different languages to make sure you understand it.
Yeah, I had to go look that up.
Yeah. That's just to make sure that you understand.
Yeah, because it's like T-bills and then,
T-bills mean treasury bills.
yeah, but they're usually shorter term than like a bond per se, so I had to make sure.
Right. So that's why it says treasury bills and not treasury bond.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's how you can always tell. But once you say the word bond, all right, Keva, 1.4.3.
Okay, let me see. Which of the following is a right attached to most types of preferred stock? Okay. Oh yeah, that's 2 answers I had to get right then. That's priority of a payment over ordinary shareholders.
Why not the others? But let me see if Kermit is okay with that answer. Kermit, you okay with D?
I agree, yeah. Because you can't vote as a preference shareholder.
As a what? As a preferred.
Sorry, as a preferred. Yeah, you can vote as a preferred.
Right. Okay, so do 1.44, Kermit.
You know, I had once the beta value of a stock
It just
refers
falls that way.
to which one? To which one of the following? The beta value.
The first thing you have to know what the beta value is.
I
So
know.
ask Kevin.
I
Yeah,
don't
what's
know.
the beta? I don't know. Let me look at Google. I can't use Google exam, but I don't know.
But that's why you're going through these now, so you could write down these definitions. In the event they come up, you would know what it is.
What is the
Beta
beta?
value is a numeric value that measures the fluctuations of a stock to changes in the overall stock market. So it's the changes is that value that measures the changes in stock.
Yeah, this could become a problem.
No, why is it becoming a problem?
Mom, you hear that definition?
Okay, so look at the definitions they gave you.
Okay, the movement in the price of stock over a period of time, variation in movements in the prices of different securities issued by the same company, the extent to which the value of a stock varies in relation to movements in values of other company stocks, and the difference between the par and normal value and the market
So you
value.
want the best answer. What are those four? Which one is the closest?
Is it A?
Say that definition again, Kermit.
The definition is a numeric value that measures the fluctuations, the movement of a stock to changes in the overall stock market. So it's changes
Okay,
in.
so that would be the one that's C then, with the companies.
Exactly. You see, because when you read the definition of Kermit, notice the two qualifiers which you said in there. It's the changes and also what? In
Overall
relation to the
stock.
overall market.
Yeah.
And that brings you right to C.
Okay. Now
That
I
was a
know
very
beta
easy
value.
one. Again, that's another definition. Okay, Kevin, do 1.45.
Tomorrow.
That was Kermit. I'm waiting on Rodriguez. She's not home yet.
Which one of the following is the definition of a call option now? See?
I know you did that.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. They talking about the call, right? Call is when that's the same thing as when you buy in, right? Because you have to basically
Yeah,
give a
you are
limit.
buying.
You have call option, you have put options.
The call option means when you buy.
Yeah, when you buy, yeah. Put is
Mhm.
when you trying to sell it or something.
Scratch, you could scratch D.
I think it's A.
Don't be thinking. No. Kermit says A.
Yes, David's right from the answer key.
Mhm.
All of them very similar, or some of them very similar.
That's what I'm telling you now. Again, you have to pick the best answer. And when you look at it, what did you say the call option was, Kermit?
Call, that's when you an option to buy assets at an agreed price on or before a particular date.
Now I want you to look at the buy. You see the word you said option.
Mhm.
Right? But investments, it is a right. So answer one gives you the right to buy. 2 gives you obliges the investor to buy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You see? So that's what I'm saying is a definition. And what is the best one? Because a call option gives you a right.
Yeah, that's true. Because oblige is different from right.
Exactly. And then the other two has to do with the put.
Yes, yes, that's true. Okay.
So once you pick C or D, the examiner knows you have no clue. And if you pick B, then he knows you're guessing because you're not too sure whether it's a right or whether he's just obliged to do so.
So let me ask you a question.
Mhm.
Oblige, that would be what, like what would that one?
It's not as strong as having a right legally.
Mm.
Legal issues and financial planning. I've never heard of this juvenile panel.
Me either.
I'm under you, eh?
No,
Legal issues, no?
no.
Oh,
Mm-mm. I don't know that one. Never seen that before. We never discussed a juvenile panel. Why would we be discussing a juvenile panel? No.
what the book say as answer, Kevin?
But the answer to that
Yeah, yes, I don't know.
is one.
Oh, this one, okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, 1.5.2. Permit. Which of the following is accurate in respect of partnerships? That's one you should know.
Initially, this one was tricky
Mm-hmm.
because I almost thought it would have been B.
Okay, let me see.
Because I know there has to be some type of
But you know where the trick is? You see that word automatically? That's a trick.
It's A. It's A.
Yeah, it is A. But
Yeah.
I was
I know.
telling you why B is not selected. Because it's not automatic. And C is most definitely wrong.
Yeah.
And D, no. A trading house is not a partnership. That's what they mean when they say traders.
Okay.
A trading house is the sole proprietorship, remember? Then you have partnerships and then you have companies. So the answer is A.
A trading house is what would you say?
Sole proprietorship.
Okay.
1.5.3. Tell me you can do that one.
It's A.
A, yes.
Okay. I never got it, so it's all on my nose.
Well, all they did was they just put Behemoth in front of the investment fund regulations. And if you didn't know, you may even pick B if you don't really know the name of the legislation.
Yeah, but I know we don't know international investment. I know that for sure.
Okay,
I know we don't know
right.
pool. So with it being with the A and C, I know what A. I wasn't too sure to see.
Yeah, but see where the tricky is, you may not have a pool investments account, but you could have pooled investments. See, that's where it comes in. Yeah. So they're getting you on semantics now. That's what I'm saying. Right off the top, there's certain questions you can answer just like that. Once you know the definitions. All right. Now this is our area here. Asset values and estate planning. Which of the following is a characteristic of a will? Keva. A, B, C, or D?
Kevin, this is your section now. This is your section.
She was on top of this. You were the star in this section.
No.
Yes, you were. Come on now.
No,
You were leading the class and even in the presentation, saying what slide to go on. Let's go. This for you.
El Holy Moses.
Yes, come on. 6.1.
The following characteristics of a will, declaring the intention, eh? That's what the will for.
Why not B?
Well, technically the B you can have a will, but you're still alive, so you still can revoke the will if you still,
Mhm,
so it's not completely irrevocable.
mhm. What would C?
Well, after that.
What would C?
Testamentary acceptability, that's for, like, oh Lord, I know it, don't say nothing. That's for like when you have somebody who's just, I may be coming off age or something like that, and they're putting together a will, and they have to understand what the will means, or anybody for that matter. They have to basically understand what they're doing.
So it's
Type
not
of-
acceptability, it's testamentary capacity.
Or capacity. Okay, sorry, mixing it up.
I keep telling you, you gotta watch the words.
So acceptability would be which one then?
Acceptability,
Testamentary acceptability.
capacity, not acceptability. So you know that one is wrong.
Capacity is the one that I explained.
Right.
Right.
But that's what they have is testamentary acceptability. There's no such thing.
There's no, okay.
No, that doesn't exist.
That's not.
And then D says the matters which he or she wishes to be considered. That's not a characteristic of a will. Kermit, 1.6.2.
The segregated accounts, company, business prior to its application, registration. If it has 1,000 intended prior to how many?
We did this last class.
No, consent and whatever.
Remember?
Yes. I think it was 750.
Yes, so 75%.
It was 75%.
Mm-hmm. And we found that answer in the Investors Resource Guide. Keva, 1.6.3.
Let me see. Which principle is embedded in the creation of a trust? I sure about that one.
Kermit, help her.
D, equity.
Why not A, B, or C?
For trust, for the creation, you need intent, you need intent, there's only three things really. You need the intent, at the creation, the intent, the actual asset being moved into the trust, and which is the equity, I guess, and then what is this intent? I think who it's for, I guess. I think they're the three main stuff when it comes to actually creating the trust. So customer interest.
But it's not asking you that, you know. It's asking you what is the principle that is embedded. So when you talk about creating a trust is having to do with the legal principle of what is fair and just.
That's still equity.
Yeah, it is equity, but I'm telling you why the other ones don't apply. It has nothing to do with customers' interest because there are no customers. It has nothing to do with integrity. Skill, care, and diligence is what's required when a trustee outsources certain functions. But when it comes to a trust itself, embedded in creating that trust is that legal principle of equity, of being fair. That's why equity is the right answer. Okay, Keva, 1.6.4.
Okay, the role of the settler in a trust can be best described as which of the following? A, create the trust originally held the legal and equitable titles of the property.
Why not B, C, or D?
Because the settler is the person who own everything and decide they gonna put it in trust for somebody else. So they're the one who, like, the person creating the will type of thing.
But they don't create.
Why not
the
D?
trust.
Why not D? Why not D?
Let me see.
I would say B or D.
The settler don't hold it.
The settler don't create it. What I miss?
The settler don't hold the stuff. It's the trustee what holds the stuff, right?
Yes.
The settler would be like the person.
Its answer is A. Yeah.
The settlor or the donor or the grantor is the person that creates the trust. They
Right.
create the trust by transferring the legal and equitable interest in the property to the trustee, who then gives the equitable interest to the beneficiaries by right. So notice when you look at all of these questions so far, except the mathematical ones, it's based on pure logic. In your mind, you have to know things, how they flow by step. So this question is a step question. What's the role of the settlor? You know that when a settlor goes to create a trust, he must have both legal and equitable interest in that property. And the trustee does not hold it. The trustee administers it, invests it for the benefit of the beneficiaries who have the equitable interest. So the best answer is A. Okay. Claudia, give us 1.6.5.
Okay, which of the following financial services are usually offered by offshore centers? So, it was D, pension funds and company management. So,
Did you agree or disagree?
the pension funds one, like, would we administer that for foreign, like, would they move their pension assets offshore? That one I was a little unsure about, but
Yeah, I don't know where they get pension funds from.
yeah, that one didn't flow for me, but
I can see if they had put ship registration.
yes. Yes.
Ship registration, I could see. Company management. We do external insurance. But I don't know where they got the pension funds from. Because we don't offer that as a part of our center. The pension funds are local.
Right, that's what I
Yeah.
thought.
But I guess if you do it as a matter of a process of elimination, you can't put 3 by itself, because they are all combination of other things. And so you know it's not aircraft registration, you know it's not domicile insurance. So it has to be 3 along with 2. What did they say, 2 along with 3?
Yeah,
Pension funds and company management.
I think I would have got that one wrong, but
No, what I'm saying is there isn't an answer where you could just pick one. They're all a compilation. So it's just a matter of Xing out all the ones that don't apply.
Okay.
1.6.6. Which of the following statements is correct in respect of UK inheritance tax? You shouldn't see that one.
You sure?
Not the next one, no. You
So
can't
if
inherit
something
stuff.
like on the exam, I get question again.
You ain't gonna question it, you'll know the answer, because the answer is already given to you.
I don't know. So, yeah, you question that because we never studied UK Inheritance Act tax.
This is an old question.
If we don't have inheritance tax at all, right?
No, because there's nothing in the investor's guide on that. No, I don't see nothing on that. And then the next one is on the US exemption. So that one and that one, no. 1.6.8, yes, you know this one. Keva, 1.6.8.
The Electronic Communications and Transactions Act 2003 has specific protection provision where goods are being purchased for which of the following? That was that was household and personal uses, right?
Yep. That's a very easy one. 1.6.9, Kermit.
From the 1st of July 2015, which of the following insurance services is exempt from value-added tax when supplied to a person resident in Ireland? Insurance based on its would it be A?
Yeah, it has to be A. Because it's a savings plan. They won't tax you on the savings plan.
You said 6.8 is personal and household?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. So I have some other questions for you now. A depository of wills is established under the control and direction of the Chief Justice for the safe custody and preservation of original wills. What fee is payable for this service? $25, $35, $10, or $50?
Repeat the question, please.
A depository of wills is established under the control and directions of the Chief Justice for the safe custody and preservation of original wills. What fee is payable for this service? $25, $35, $10, or $50?
$25.
How much?
25?
25 is correct. In relation to financial situation analysis, what is one of the key control measures? In relation to financial situation analysis, what is one of the key control measures? Self-review, ongoing monitoring, verification, or margin of safety? Self-review, ongoing monitoring, verification, or margin of safety?
Say the question again.
In relation to financial situation analysis, what is one of the key control measures? Self-review, ongoing monitoring, verification, or margin of safety?
Is it the margin of safety?
I vote B. I vote B.
B, ongoing monitoring. Business risks include those that relate to which of the following activities or decisions? Business risks include those that relate to which of the following activities or decisions? A, knowledge management, B, recruitment, C, research and development, D, property. Business risk.
Research and development.
No. Knowledge and management is A, B is recruitment, C is research and development, and D is property.
So knowledge and management then.
It is knowledge and management. You see how easy these are?
Wow.
There's some of the yes section as well, or these just general.
These are just generally from different areas.
Okay.
At what stage of the portfolio management process would the portfolio be constructed? At what stage of the portfolio management process would the portfolio be constructed? A, third, B, fourth, C, fifth, and D, second. At what stage of the portfolio management process would the portfolio be constructed? Third, fourth, fifth, or second?
I would maybe fourth or fifth. Mhm.
No,
Really?
third. You all have some tall reading to do in the next couple of weeks.
Yes, 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 we do.
Okay, so which of the following are correct in respect of foundations? A, they were originally used in Luxembourg. B, they were initially created around the time of the First World War. C, their origins are in equity. D, they are hybrids between trusts and companies. Which of the following are correct in respect of foundations? A, they were originally used in Luxembourg. B, they were initially created around the time of the First World War. C, their origins are in equity. And D, they are hybrids between trusts and companies.
I think it's C or D. That's what I think, but I don't know this area, so I could be wrong. Just come in the yes section, Miss Archer.
Yep, Claudia, what's the answer?
I was trying to search it just now. It says it's not Luxembourg. I would say
No.
is it a hybrid or no?
Yes, it is. D, hybrids between trusts and companies. Remember when we did foundations, we did a comparison between a foundation and a trust?
I was in that, but I need to read.
Which of the following is correct in relation to the duty of confidentiality? The duty applies only to client account information. The duty is a fiduciary one. The duty is solely premised on the express terms of the banker-customer contract, or financial institutions have only a statutory duty of confidentiality. Which of the following is correct in relation to the duty of confidentiality? A, the duty applies only to client account information. B, the duty is a fiduciary one. C, the duty is solely premised on the express terms of the banker-customer contract. And D, financial institutions have only a statutory duty of confidentiality.
Is it B?
Yes, it is B.
Okay.
The duty is a fiduciary one.
I was thinking B or D.
No, it's D, it's B. Because it occurs in different relationship. Which of the following is accurate in relation to defined contribution pension plans? A, the employee's length of service impacts upon the final sum paid at retirement. B, the employer specifies the payment to be made at retirement. C, the benefits to be paid out are predetermined by a formula. And D, the employee bears the investment risk.
Is it A?
Yes, A is correct.
What is A?
The employee's length of service impacts upon the final sum paid at retirement.
Because they said they can't predefine the amount, eh?
Exactly.
Something that can be predefined.
So Lionel is very risk averse and wishes to conserve his wealth. So what approximate percentage of the portfolio should typically be invested in fixed income and ultra short fixed income assets? Lionel is very risk averse and wishes to conserve his wealth. So what approximate percentage of the portfolio should typically be invested in fixed income and ultra short fixed income assets? A, 70%, B, 60%, C, 100%, and D, 85%.
I'll go with 85. 85 or 70.
I would go with 70.
The answer is D, 85%. Which of the following is true in relation to business entities? A, the legal liabilities of a sole proprietor are limited. B, partnerships are often called firms. C, a partnership is a corporate entity. And D, partners are liable without exception for the actions of the other partners. Which of the following is true in relation to business entities? A, the legal liabilities of a sole proprietor are limited. B, partnerships are often called firms. C, a partnership is a corporate entity. And D, partners are liable without exception for the actions of the other partners.
D?
No.
Oh.
Can't be D. Why would it be D?
I don't know.
Cannot be
Okay,
D.
let's go with B.
You going with B? Yes, partnerships are often called firms.
I was
So
thought about
go
that
ahead.
one.
Remember what I remember from the ones from the mock. Always look at what's the most logical answer in terms of giving a definition. So it's a process of elimination, and you have to be quick. Shelly needs to have accumulated $12,000 in 3 years' time. If she can earn 7.1% on her money, how much does she have to invest now in order to achieve her goal? 8,998, 8,884, 9,768, or $10,003.
Okay, say that question again.
If she can earn 7.1% on her money, how much does she have to invest now in order to achieve her goal? A, 8,998, 8,884, 9,768, or $10,003.
You said 7.1, right?
Yes, 7.1%.
Okay, so I'm trying to figure out, because our tables don't go like that, right? Our tables go like the specific numbers.
I see no 0.1%.
Yeah, our tables would say 7 or 8 or 9 or 10, whatever.
So what is 7?
I guess go with 7 then, right?
Go with
But how,
7. Hmm?
how much is?
3. 3 years. She needs of accumulated $12,000.
I get for 3 years, that's what, 9,795.
Okay, so the closest would be 9,768. C.
Okay. So how y'all putting point something in these questions though? So how are we supposed to work out the point something?
No, maybe when they do it in this year, they may not put the point. It depends on whether or not your lecturer told them. Maybe at the time they did this question, the handles was at a point. If they didn't give it to you at point, you have to go to the nearest one.
Okay.
Which of the following are true in respect of risk management? A, in the safety field, consequences are only positive. B, it is only of value or benefit to corporations and public corporations. C, it guarantees success and the achievement of the organization's overall objectives. And D, it concerns the identification and treatment of risk. Which of the following are true in respect of risk management? A, in the safety field, consequences are only positive. B, it is only of value or benefit to corporations and public organizations. C, it guarantees success and the achievement of the organization's overall objectives. And D, it concerns the identification and treatment of risk.
See?
D as in dog?
Yes, ma'am.
That is correct. See how easy these are?
Mine don't do it.
Businesses must apply for VAT registration within how many days of meeting the threshold requirement?
I don't know the answer to
I
that.
don't know the answer to that either. 30 days?
30, 28, 14, or 21?
30 or 28? 14. I don't know.
It's 14.
I get the last.
Okay.
So say the question again. Say it's
Businesses must apply for VAT registration within how many days of meeting the threshold requirements? Remember now, you have to register, but once you meet that threshold, there's a certain number of days where you have, it's mandatory that you get registered, or you will be fined.
okay.
All right. So personal representatives of a deceased person estate must file a return in respect of the true value of the personal estate and effects of the deceased. If the estate is in New Providence, when must this be done? A, within 6 months after the date of the grant of representation. B, within 9 months after the date of the grant of representation. C, within 6 months after the date that the person died. Or D, within 9 months after the date that the person died.
I think it's A.
A is correct.
And what is it?
I don't care what's going down. Okay. The question says, the personal representative of a deceased person's estate must file a return in respect of the true value of the personal estate and effects of the deceased. Now remember, when a person dies, the personal representative has 2 filings to make. One is the first filing in order to get the grant of probate. Once they attain the grant of probate and they distribute the assets, they then have to file another report stating the actual value that was distributed. So the question is asking you, when does that personal representative have to file the true value, which is the second value? And it is within 6 months after the date of the grant of representation.
That would mean after they actually officially have the paper that say that they're the executive of the account, something like that.
Yes. After they get the grant of probate or they get the letters of administration. One of the factors used to determine the amount of national insurance retirement benefits is the average insured income on which contributions are paid and or credited. How many of the highest years of insurable earnings over the working life are used in this calculation? 7, 5, 10, or 15?
5.
Say
Correct.
that question again.
One of the factors used to determine the amount of national insurance retirement benefits is the average insured income on which contributions were paid and or credited. How many of the highest years of insurable earnings over the working life are used in this calculation? 7, 5, 10, or 15?
Why is it only 5 after working
Ask
for
the-
100?
Ask the government.
Oh, mother.
I mean, but normally you retire at a better salary, right? I mean, like when you get
Yes,
ready to,
it would be your highest income, hopefully.
yeah, most times it's like that. So
I hear that.
Okay, next question. Which of the following is a measure of the approximate sensitivity of a bond's value to rate change? Which of the following is a measure of the approximate sensitivity of a bond's value to ratio change? 1, or A, exposure, B, duration, C, periodical, and D, perpetuity.
I would think it's duration.
Correct, Kermit. I should be adding up points.
The same I said.
This
Yeah,
is my
will
saying,
be.
I only gone with what I think makes sense. I know it's bonds. Bonds is about long. I went with the main makes sense. I ain't really start studying yet, so
Why you say you need to be adding the points, Miss A?
Just, because Kermit and you keep whining, but it's plenty weak. Oh, I don't know the answers.
I don't even listen to me. The same questions what I answering. I ain't seen none of them inside the book.
They're not going to be verbatim.
And the last one, when I just answered, I went on memory from what I had to deal with my mommy when she passed away.
I mean, 5 years. Because I didn't know the answer to that. I could tell that right now. I didn't know. I was in play eating when you might know that.
What is this?
Yeah, because
Okay.
I didn't know.
Recipients of NIB retirement benefits must advise the authorities if they intend to leave the Bahamas for a period exceeding how many months? 6, 3, 12, or 2?
Repeat the question.
Recipients of NIB retirement benefits must advise the authorities if they intend to leave the Bahamas for a period exceeding how many months? 6, 3, 12, or 2?
6?
I think it's 60.
Or is it 3?
It's
Can't
3.
be 3.
Three.
It is
Why is
3.
it 3?
Yeah, I have a feeling it was one of the
If
lesser.
I could travel 3 months, what would I do? I don't understand.
What you mean?
Why would it be a concern if I'm away for 3 months? I don't understand. I could see if I'm away for 6 months.
Their money. They're not going to give you their money for a period longer than that time.
Exactly.
Permit. You taking the money out of the country. This is a problem.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my money, because I work for it all these years.
I
Oh,
understand.
Jesus.
I
You
agree
only
with
getting a small percentage of that.
That's true. I agree with him in that regard, but this is the Bahamas. It's not too much of a real place.
Okay, so it's 3 months. Okay.
3
Yes,
months.
3 months.
And you have
Which
to
of
every 6 months,
Yes, you have to verify, eh?
right? So why not 6 months? And then we have a visa. If you have a US visa, you could stay over there for 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
So people probably just don't tell them and come back and verify.
Exactly. Which of the following are sources of Bahamian law? A, custom. B, Constitution of the UK. C, equity. D, the institutional writers. It could be any combination.
Say that again.
Custom. Which of the following are sources of Bahamian law? Custom, Constitution of the UK, equity, or institutional writers?
Equity
Is
and custom.
B and
It's
D?
what?
You pick more than one or
Constitution.
just one?
Could be more than one.
Is it B and D?
So B is Constitution of the UK and D is institutional writers.
I think
Wrong.
it's equity and common.
Is equity,
Common, I think it's equity.
custom,
Sorry, custom.
and Constitution of the UK.
Yeah, I think it's custom, equity and custom.
Equity, custom, and Constitution of the UK. What it is?
What do you think it's Constitution of the UK?
No, which you telling me?
I
Just
think
what?
it's
Custom and equity.
custom. Yeah, I
Okay,
think-
you're right.
Which two are they?
Custom and equity.
Custom and equity.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Where a private trust company is incorporated under the Companies Act, there must be at least how many directors? Go to your investor source guide.
Oh, wow.
Where a private trust company is incorporated under the Companies Act, there must be at least how many directors? 4, 2, 1, or 3?
Handout says 2. That's right. Where I'm looking.
What page you on?
I'm on the insurance.
Insurance.
What are we talking about?
Private trust companies, PTCs.
Okay, let me look.
I think the answer would be 2 at least. I think the answer would be 3. That's me guessing.
What was the question again? Sorry.
Where a private trust company is incorporated under the Companies Act, there must be at least how many directors? 4, 2, 1, or 3?
I am not seeing that. I'm not seeing that.
You're not saying that? Let me go to you're looking in the Investors Handbook?
Yeah, private trust companies and family offices.
Yeah, hold on, let me see if it's in the other document. I thought it would have been in there. Hold on, hold on. Because they use sometimes any one of these handouts. No, not that one. Hold on, I'm going to mine right now. If I could find it for you. I mean, you missed this part, hey.
I was in class for them. For this section. I know it's 2 or 4, I'm not sure.
Natasha,
Mm-hmm.
sorry, going back to that question when you was talking about foundations are something between something and something, companies and trust. What exact question?
And I say, which of the following are correct in respect of a foundation?
Uh-huh.
And the options I give you were originally used in Luxembourg, initially created around the time of World War I. The origins are in equity. And then the last one was they are hybrids between trusts and companies.
I just saw something here reading that foundation may be used for most purposes for which trusts and companies are present. Is that similar to what you are saying? Just
What do you mean in terms of this question now?
no, not the question now. That same one, but going back to the hybrids between trust and
Yeah, they're like a hybrid.
company. Okay.
I'm trying to find this thing here now for the PTC. Hold on. I think at the time that they wrote this question, I would have given them a handout on PTCs by itself. Okay, so the question asks you, where is it right here? Where a PTC is incorporated under the Companies Act, there must be at least how many directors? 4, 2, 1, or 3? Okay.
Is that the same thing as a special director? You have mention of a special director.
I saw that too.
is 2 directors under the Companies Act is page 260.
On page, which page?
260 in our handout.
What document?
Establishing a private trust company.
Hold on, let me see something. Okay. So read what your answer says. What do you have on that page?
Okay, it's 0.4 director and special director. Says at least 1 director, but if incorporated as a company under the Companies Act 1992, there must be 2 directors.
Which document you read? Which document you reading this from? Not that page, because I don't have your page. Okay, I see it. Page 11, correct?
Yeah, page 11.
Mhm. You have it? Kermit, you see it?
And what?
Under what area?
There's a handout, a BFSP handout on establishing a private trust. It's page 11, and you'll see director and special director.
Establishing a private trust.
Mm-hmm.
How does that look?
It's has like a blue water. It says private trust companies in the Bahamas, an innovative and sustainable response to 21st century client needs, and has a picture of some keys on it. Blue water. It's blue and gray. Found it?
No, ma'am.
It has to be there. It says private trust company is.
Found the
What's
one
the-
for Friday.
What's the page again, Claudia? 166?
It is 260.
Or 260? She'll find it soon. An icon is established by which method? An icon is established by which method? A, by an investor's charter, by the initial participants signing governing regulations, by the memo and articles, or D, by the establishment of a specific trust deed. An icon is established by which method? By an investor's charter, by the initial participants signing governing regulations, by memo and acts, or by two, yes, two.
Okay.
If under the Companies Act.
What is the option? Sorry.
For the icon,
Huh?
for the icon,
Yes.
icon A, an icon is established by which method? A, by an investor's charter. B, by the initial participants signing governing regulations. C, by the memo on art, or D, by establishing a specific trust deed.
B, initial partnership. Government
Correct.
regulation.
Okay, see, you get 5 right so far.
Who?
You.
I
In
find that.
finance, go ahead.
I find another one which she's looking at the partnership thing.
Okay, what alternative name is given to the quick ratio? Current test, asset test, solvency test, or smart test?
Asset test.
Okay. Which of the following is permitted to license a professional fund? An unrestricted investment manager, a restricted fund administrator, an unrestricted fund administrator, or a restricted investment manager?
Say that again.
Which of the following is permitted to license a professional fund? Unrestricted investment manager, restricted fund administrator, unrestricted fund administrator, or a restricted investment manager?
Is it A?
Mm-mm.
No. I sure.
Kermit, this isn't one of your strong points, eh? Kermit gone to sleep on us, eh?
No, I'm here.
Y'all, let's see how much more work y'all have to do, hey? It's C, an unrestricted fund administrator.
What was the what was option A? What was that? What
A was unrestricted investment manager,
and what C is unrestricted what?
fund administrator.
I know it was unrestricted something.
Yeah.
Funded. Okay.
All right, this one for Kermit. Which of the following are categorized as certainties regarding the creation of a trust? Which of the following are categorized as certainties regarding the creation of a trust? A, certainty of actions. B, certainty of outcomes. C, certainty of words. D, certainty of objects.
I think I know.
Let me let Kermit answer this one though. Come, Kermit.
All the certainty, I'm throwing me off.
Actions,
I think,
outcome, words, objects.
is it word or objects? Is either word or object? See?
You're correct. Words and objects.
Or you could have picked more than one.
Yeah, C and D.
Okay.
So it's C and D. For how long is maternity benefit ordinarily paid? 13 weeks, 40 weeks, 26 weeks, or 52 weeks?
3 months. So that's 3, that's 4.
I say weeks, you go into months.
That's 12 weeks.
I said 13 weeks, 40 weeks, 26 weeks, or 52 weeks.
So that'll be 13 weeks. Then.
Okay then. But I don't know where you're going with your months.
I think we need to put something in place for men to have time off with the child too.
They do. They have 1 week.
Or do we do have something in law?
Yes.
Oh.
Read the employment law. Act.
Okay.
You all have 1 week permit.
I didn't know so.
Yeah, nigga sleep anyhow.
I thought you didn't. I thought you didn't get nothing. That's why I said
that is not true.
I thought men didn't. I thought like it was up to the employer, the men could go whatever.
No, but your employee should have that in their handbook as well.
Not all not all companies like that where they allow. They only do what the law says you must do. That's what I mean.
But that's what the law says.
Yeah, I
The
didn't
law
know.
says you're entitled to it.
Okay.
Dorothy wants to benefit to a greater extent from equity market growth. Dorothy wants to benefit to a greater extent from equity market growth. What approximate percentage of the portfolio should typically be invested in fixed income and ultra short fixed income assets? 60%, 70%, 30%, or 40%?
With 30%.
30? Answer is 40.
40. She wanted equities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which of the following are true in relation to professional funds? A, stamp duty is payable on the fund's transactions. B, any entity with net assets in excess of 5 million is eligible to invest. C, only dividends are taxable. And D, the minimum investment level is 100,000. Which of the following are true in relation to professional funds? A, stamp duty is payable on the fund's transactions. B, any entity with net assets in excess of 5 million is eligible to invest. C, only dividends are taxable. And D, the minimum investment level is 100,000. Claudia, you can take that one.
I could try.
Okay, try.
What company, what is it, a professional fund?
Professional fund.
Okay.
Which one of those is true?
Can you say it?
Stamp. Go ahead.
No, I said, could you say it again for me, please?
Oh, okay. Stamp duty is payable on the fund's transactions. So that's A. B says any entity with net assets in excess of 5 million is eligible to invest. C, only dividends are taxable. And D, the minimum investment level is 100,000.
The 5 million one?
Yes, correct. B. Okay, Kermit. On what basis is injury benefit payable to claimants? Weekly, at a rate of 66.67% of workers' average insured income. B, monthly, at a rate of 75% of the workers' average insured income. C is monthly, at a rate of 66.67% of the workers' average insured income. And D, weekly, at a rate of 75% of the workers' average insured income.
What was A? A was
Weekly, at a rate of 66.67%.
I think it's A.
A is correct.
Yeah.
That's another thing I want to remind you all of. Those brochures you have in your package from NID, please read them.
Okay. Once we could pass your section, that's 25 points right there.
Getting there, hey.
Okay, so 20 that. So if we could get your section down, then you can find 10 points someplace else.
What is the maximum imprisonment sentence that can be imposed if a person is found guilty of making false or misleading statements in order to obtain funeral benefits? 18 months, 9 months, 12 months, or 6 months? What is the maximum? What it is?
Is it 9?
No,
No.
12.
So 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
that's in one of the brochures as well?
Yes,
Okay,
you have a brochure on every benefit.
okay.
Okay, let me see if I have any other questions I could ask you before you all go to study. To remain in good standing, a company should A, issue shares to its beneficial owners, B, file its memo and arts, C, pay its annual license fees and file statutory documents, or D, appoint directors and officers of the company.
Say that again, please.
To remain in good standing, a company should A, issue shares to its beneficial owners, B, file its M&A, C, pay its annual license fees and file statutory documents, or D, appoint directors and officers.
Is it C?
Yes, C is correct. Requirements for joint venture business include the following except for A, a project proposal, B, approval by the BIA, C, a partner with a Bahamian, or D, areas targeted for international investment.
Repeat the question, please.
Requirements for a joint venture business includes the following except for A, a project proposal, B, approval by the Business Investment Authority, C, a partner with a Bahamian, and D, areas targeted for international investment.
Is it C?
Nope,
C.
is D, correct. So easy these are.
But the answer was again?
D, areas targeted for international investment. To manage a standard fund, the investment management, A, notifies the commission and registers. B, be fit and proper and have a principal office. C, have sufficient expertise and be licensed. Or D, all of the above.
One more time.
To manage a standard fund, the investment management, A, notifies the commission and registers. B, be fit and proper and have a principal office. C, have sufficient expertise and be licensed. Or D, all of the above.
Is it D?
No.
Okay. A?
Notifies the commission and registers? No.
Okay, I don't know that.
Kermit?
I'm not sure on this one. I am not sure.
C,
C.
have sufficient expertise and be licensed. Okay, it is recommended that a partnership agreement is reviewed by an attorney to ensure A, there is limited liability, B, specific provisions for operations and management, C, buyout arrangements and exceptions, or D, death, resignation, or a new partner. Say it again.
Is it B?
B is correct.
What B is again?
Hold on, you just guessing the letter?
No, I heard it at the time, but
Okay.
like ran out of my head.
Okay, so it is recommended that a partnership agreement is reviewed by an attorney to ensure A, there is limited liability, B, specific provisions for operations and management, which is the correct answer, C, buyout arrangement and exceptions, and D, death, resignation, or a new partner.
The other section just didn't make any sense.
And I said it has to be logical, right? Okay. Let me see. The icon has many features except A, a continuous governance, B, contractual relationship between one investor, C, a legal entity separate and apart from co-owners, or D, flexible and liability of investors is limited.
You could read that again, please.
The icon has many features except,
Oh, the icon.
except A, continuous governance, B, contractual relationship between one investor, C, a legal entity separate and apart from co-owners, or D, flexible and liability of investors is limited.
Is it D?
No.
B,
Which answer?
B,
D? That's
D.
the same one. You said B?
B,
No,
and A then.
no,
So C.
it's C.
What is C again?
Yeah.
A legal entity separate and apart from co-owners.
Is that in the book?
Yes.
Which page?
Oh, Lord, I have to find the page too. It's
Hey,
on,
that come under your section, right? That come under your
yes,
section.
icon.
No.
I dusty in this section. I need them.
The fine for unauthorized disclosure of access codes of a protected computer is A, 20,000, B, 10,000, C, 100,000, or none of the above.
A.
You sure?
I'm not sure, but I'm trying.
Okay, you trying. Okay. Notice I said protected computer. Okay, let me give you an easy one.
You
I'll give
said,
you an answer.
repeat
The fine for unauthorized disclosure of access codes of a protected computer is 20,000, 10,000, 100,000, or none of the above.
100,000.
Correct. You see how easy this is?
Miss Archer, don't do
Uh,
it.
No, you gotta go look in the thing. I was searching.
Hi.
Wait,
Okay.
Tony, let's find an answer.
All right. So a will can be revoked by A, obliteration and alteration, B, by another will, C, by interlineation and dissolution, or D, revival.
Repeat
By
that
another
question.
will, right? By another will.
By another will, B. Repeat it for you, Keva. A will can be revoked by A, obliteration and alteration, B, by another will, C, interlineation and dissolution, and D, revival. And the answer is by another will.
Okay.
An investor in the Bahamas has several testamentary dispositions for Bahamian assets, except for A, declaring in the will that he is domiciled in the Bahamas, B, make a Bahamian will, C, create a trust in the will, or D, reseal grants issued in civil law jurisdictions. An investor in the Bahamas has several testamentary dispositions for Bahamian assets, except for A, declaring in the will that he is domiciled in the Bahamas, B, make a Bahamian will, C, create a trust in the will, and D, Reseal grants issued in civil law jurisdictions.
Is it A?
No.
The Bahamian will one?
Which one?
The Bahamian will.
No. Say them again.
Yes.
A, declaring in the will that he is domiciled in the Bahamas. B, make a Bahamian will. C, create a trust in the will. Or D, reseal grants issued in civil law jurisdictions.
I don't know what D means, so I don't know. I can't keep going.
Yes, you should know what that is. What kind of jurisdiction is the Bahamas? Isn't the Bahamas a common law jurisdiction?
Well, we're a common law jurisdiction.
Yes, we are a common law jurisdiction. We're a former colony of Britain. So we cannot reseal civil law jurisdiction.
What does that mean?
Which means that if he has property in a civil jurisdiction, like say Switzerland, France, any of those, we cannot, in his will, we cannot reseal that. We can only reseal things that are here in this common law jurisdiction.
So whatever he does here could only pertain to his items here.
Yes. So if he writes a will in France, but in that will, he has Bahamian assets, the will then comes here to the Bahamas to be resealed for the assets that belong to the Bahamas.
Okay.
When you say reseal, you mean like I have to be registered at the registry general office or something?
No, I have to
Like-
go through probate,
Oh, okay.
but you call it resealing because it's already sealed in the jurisdiction where they live. A registered representative of a PTC must maintain the following records except A, a list of all PTCs for which he acts. B, copies of annual audits and bond coverage. C, M&As. Or D, a CV of special director. A registered representative of a PTC must maintain the following records except A, a list of all PTCs for which he acts. B, copies of annual audits and bond coverage. C, memo and art. And D, a CV of special director.
I think it's BRD.
Which one you say, Kermit?
I think it's BRD, but I'm leaning more to D.
You leaning more to D? You
I don't
leaning the
know
wrong way.
what is CV? What is CV?
CV, curriculum vitae.
Oh, okay. I thought it was some special thing. he was trying to
No. The answer is B. Copies of annual audits and bond coverage.
Doesn't have to keep those?
Hmm?
He doesn't have to keep those?
Mm-mm.
That's just the representative, right?
Yeah, just a registered representative.
I see they're cracking down on registered representative for these different firms.
Yes.
How do you become a registered representative?
You have to,
I remember we did in class one time, but I mean, like,
you have to have a license from Securities Commission. And then you have to apply to the central bank.
but like, do you have a firm and then where you're a registered
Yes, you have to
representative,
incorporate a company. Uh-huh.
and then you just use that to then try to get business to be registered be a registered representative for other places, right?
You
That's
have to
how
have
you
the
do it?
expertise. You have to have the expertise to do it though.
Oh. And how you get the expertise?
You
I mean,
work
like,
in one of the firms.
okay.
working in a trust company for many years.
Okay. I see.
Yeah. So National Insurance Board ceiling on monthly insurable wages as at July 2020 is 3,077, 2,817, 2,167, or 2,903. You all don't know what the ceiling is?
I think it's 3,007.
3,077.
Yeah, something like that. That's the most anybody could pay into their contribution to NIB, right?
Yes, that's the ceiling. Private pensions expanded in 2017 by 7.1%, 3.1%, 10.7%, or 3.9%.
That would be an investor guide.
No, that would be in the PowerPoint presentation on pensions.
.9% in 2017.
Yep,
What's the answer? 29?
3.9.
3.9. Okay.
Okay.
You mean for NIB? And NIB is
Private
3.9?
pensions, no, private pensions, not NIB.
3.9 is what you must pay from the individual side or the company side? Or that's the
3.9.
total? Yeah, or that's the total.
3.9 is the individual side, but I didn't question I asked you.
What's the,
I asked you for the expansion of private pensions.
I don't
As
understand that
opposed
question.
private, you have to read the slides on pensions.
Okay.
You have the National Insurance Board pension, but you also have private pension.
But you're the expansion.
No, pension.
You didn't say expansion.
Private pensions expanded in 2017.
Yeah, so that's what I'm trying. That's what I was trying to understand with you.
So you're looking at the growth.
Okay.
Okay.
Back to the ceiling. So that's the maximum monthly income they're taxing you on?
No. This is the monthly ceiling at which you pay your 3.9%, and the employer pays their 5.9%. So every 2 to 3 years, the ceiling goes up so that the fund is able to get more money.
Right, and there's usually like a monthly amount and then there's a weekly amount,
Yes,
and this is the monthly amount.
yes.
Okay, so monthly is.
So if you look at the flyer in your handout on the pension, you'd see where I give you the figure for monthly and weekly. And I also give you the figure, depends on the type of employee you are.
Okay,
So the question could be in any one of those on that spreadsheet. As a personal representative, which assets do not form a part of the deceased estate? A, property owned as tenants in common. B, nominated property. C, assets belonging to the deceased. D, all of the above.
I said A.
Why A?
You said assets and tenants in common, right?
Uh-huh.
Oh Lord. Is it because it's joint with someone else or something like that?
So that would not be a part?
Wouldn't the individual who
is still alive, I'm not sure how it works. I'm assuming that the person who is still alive, who is joint with this individual, would end up getting whatever it is, wholly and solely, I guess. I'm not sure.
So tenants in common means what? Each person own their own shares.
Okay.
So my question is asking you, what does not form a part of the deceased estate? Property owned as tenants in common, nominated property, assets belonging to the deceased, or all of the above?
Okay.
So go ahead.
I don't know then. I'm not sure.
I think
Okay.
it's B. I think it's B.
It is B. Nominated property. What's nominated property, Kermit?
I ain't sure. It sounded great. I know it couldn't be an A because A your portion of the estate or the share or whatever could be in the will.
Yes.
So I know that. And I
Oh.
know
I was confusing it then.
yeah, I know
Yeah.
that I know that. So I know it couldn't be an A. I know because D was because it's saying all the above. And I know C. I just
Obviously,
did
it would be
process
the assets
elimination.
of the deceased.
Yeah. So
Right.
that's how I just did process elimination on that one.
So it has to be nominated property.
But I don't know
So
what let me
nominated
look it up.
property, right? So nominated property are assets that already have a designated beneficiary, such as your private pension fund. That is a nominated property.
Or
That does not, that doesn't become a part of your estate.
Oh, I understand now.
Mhm.
Like life insurance.
Life insurance. I
Yes.
just- okay, because you've already nominated a beneficiary for it. I
Correct.
get it.
Okay. Which of the following grants can be granted by the court where the personal representative is abroad? A probate. B, grant de bonus non. C, grant limited to action, or grant of special administration.
Is it C? I mean, B, D? Sorry.
It's D. Yes, D.
The B sound fancy, but I think it's that. I don't know what that is, but I don't think.
It in your notes.
I saw something that says that, but I don't know.
Okay, this could be the last one tonight, and nobody should get this one wrong. I'm giving it to Kermit. Kermit, this one is for you. The Bahamas is viewed as a successful international center due to A, taxation, neutral environment, and exclusive clientele. B, location and privacy. C, wealth and asset management options. Or D, all of the above.
I think it's all of the above.
You're correct. Okay, one more. Let me see. Under the rules of intestacy, a deceased assets will be distributed as follows if he has no children, no wife, or no grandchildren. No children, no wife, no grandchildren. A, to his brothers and sisters. B, to his parents. C, to his uncles and aunts. D, to his cousins.
Parents, eh?
His
Parents,
parent.
Correct. See, y'all got this.
and if the parents ain't alive, then it go to the brothers and sisters, right?
I can't remember, too long.
Oh Lord.
A VAT registrant can cancel their registration when? After 1 year of being registered and the taxable supplies fall below the VAT threshold for the last 6 months, or after 2 years of being registered and you fall below the threshold within the last 3 months, or after 1 year of being registered and your supplies fall below the threshold in the last 12 months? Or is it after 2 years of being registered and your taxable supplies fall below VAT within the last 12 months? So is it 1 year and within the last 6 months, or 2 years within the last 3 months, or 1 year within the last 12 months, or 2 years within the last 12 months? Which one is it? When can a VAT registrant cancel their registration?
Is it A?
No.
No, you're taking too long to say no, so I know it's no.
No.
I know. We have VAT in this handout.
You should have it. You have a VAT general guide. It should be in a section where you have the e-commerce.
E-commerce.
Yeah, remember that's the last section we did, e-commerce.
Where's my sticky that says e-commerce?
It's there. It's there.
E-business strategy. I don't see no.
You should have a VAT general guide in there. It says the Bahamas General VAT Guide.
I don't think I reached that one yet.
Okay. So that's all the questions I could think about. See, my section is not that difficult. I think all you have to do now is study and notice how the questions are worded. It's either all inclusive or except for. And most of them are definitions. A few calculations, but really is definitions. I think you have enough time to study and you have to be quick. So I would suggest you answer the questions that you know right off the top and then go back to the other ones. Okay, we're good now, right? Yes, do not be afraid. Do not be afraid.
Bahamas VAT.
There's no need to be afraid. It's not that difficult. Okay. When is the exam again? So I can look for my emails when you say, "Oh, I passed." I don't want to hear nothing else.
That's how I have to block your email address.
Why?
Because I know you come in looking.
Of course we are. I waiting
Oh.
to hear. I want to know.
All right.
Well, I don't see why not.
I don't see anything that says Bahamas VAT Guide.
You should have the Bahamas VAT Guide. You don't see it for true?
I don't even remember seeing anything that's.
I can send it to you if you don't have it.
How it look?
It's blue. Have a conch shell on it.
Listen here, all of these things blue.
It's blue. Hold on. It's blue and it has 2 conch shells on it and says the Bahamas General VAT Guide.
Oh, I find it.
You found it, right?
Found it. Yeah, I reached this one yet.
Okay.
Let me put my sticky on the page.
So, you know you're putting enough stickies now till you stick yourself all over the place.
What do you know?
Every time I ask you for something, you're looking at a sticky and can't find the sticky.
You know what?
What?
It's
Just
gonna
learn the information. Just learn the information. That's all you need to do.
be a lot.
I know it is. I know it is. But once it's over, you'll breathe a sigh of relief, and then you'll take a different approach to see how you could use this in terms of your new business ventures.
After this, after learning all of this stuff, I should be getting paid at least 100 grand a year.
Yes, put it in practice. I don't see why not. I don't see why not. All right. So that's it for us. I wish you good luck.
You have one more class, right? You're going over some more questions.
No, this is it. This is the last one. You need to go study now. See, Claudia, she's very quiet. She then pulling on her hair now, trying to figure out now what I need to read next.
You all have jokes tonight, Miss Archer.
She's trying to figure out what you
Getting on me, right, Claudia?
Pardon?
You see how she getting on me, right?
I see that. I see
How,
you.
how everybody did in the assignment. I haven't gotten my results back because like I say, apparently Miguel say he forget my mine. I know that won't happen.
Oh,
No permit. Oh my
Because the only reason why I know is Jeremy had a message to me and I was like, oh, the results. I went check my email. I didn't get an email. So I called him and he was like, Kermit, I ain't getting no pay from you. I said, Miguel, I sent it to you on the 6th of August.
God.
So he said, he told me I had to send it again. And so now I got to wait on my results.
oh
But everybody
wow.
did good.
Claudia, you got your results?
Yeah, all of us did, it's only Kermit who had an issue.
Yeah. So I have to
Okay.
wait.
And it's the same day as us. Like, it was just like the last day or two we sent it.
I sent it August 6th because I traveled on August 6th. I
Oh,
sent that morning of. I have the email. I forwarded the email to him. I know I was back and forth Miguel with other stuff, so maybe he didn't see it.
Yeah, maybe didn't. Yeah.
Because I was back
Could
on
be
two
it.
different. Yeah, I was in CRM too, so I probably was a big back and forth, different stuff. And he probably didn't catch on to it.
Didn't catch it. Yeah. Because when you all asked me for the follow up with him on the grade, remember? And I sent it when we had class.
Yeah.
And then he went silent. So I figured he probably went and checked through his emails or made some calls.
Yeah. So I just have to wait on
Yeah.
mine.
It shouldn't be bad.
You have a few more persons in the class.
I think you do.
In this class, I think there are a couple different CIFP
You have,
classes.
yeah, because you have the group before you. How many that was?
I know the email looked like it was a
8 or
bunch.
10.
Yeah, I saw a couple in that
Yeah, there's
email.
8 or 10 people from the group before you.
They're the ones who did the exam that day when I was there.
So they weren't a part of this particular class, this group
No,
then.
no.
No,
Oh, so we
They
had
have a
somebody
whole different group.
and Yoka and some other person. But
Yeah,
I
they had
don't.
a whole different group.
Okay. I
Yeah.
noticed I take the CIM already because I saw one email going out saying somebody passed. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, I passed too, but that I think that's a guy from St. Kitts. So something like St. Kitts.
that's the CIRM people.
No, that's the CIRM. Sorry, I talking about the CIFP.
The CIFP, you have another group that took it before you all. That's about 10 persons.
Okay. Because
Yeah,
I know
that's what I'm saying.
couple of us was in these couple sessions in the beginning, but then I didn't see them anymore.
That is true.
Yeah.
Yes, that is true. They were some of them were a part of our class at the beginning. I don't know what happened.
Some of them would, right. So some of them, what they do is, let's say if they started late, then they would just go to the lessons that they missed. And they would just advise Miguel that they'll take the exam with this group.
Oh, okay.
That's how sometimes, sometimes work issue or something comes up and they can't attend certain classes. And then they realize that when it's near the exam that they really need to go through it. So they'll say, I'll catch the next session and I'll attend these classes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why you sometimes have a mix.
Okay.
Because a lot of people start and then they can't finish and they try to do it on their own. They may take the test the first time and then find it too difficult. And then they'll say, I'll catch the next session. So yeah. But other than that, you all will be all right. You're a smart group. I expect to hear from Miguel that all of you pass. First go, first sitting, done. I don't know why Kermit laughing.
Oh, Kermit just passed the whole CIRM. His brain should be fresh with all kind of stuff.
That's a different class. It's a whole different thing.
And what happened?
It's a whole different thing. I just
Don't
need
mind
to,
Kermit here.
I just need to focus on Ms. Archer's section because I was missing a couple of classes in that section.
You could pass. Don't worry about that.
That were 25 points. So
25?
yeah, section is the heaviest weighted. Yeah, if you pass your section, you could pass the exam because you have 25 points to the 60.
25?
Yeah, your
Or
section
is
of
it 30?
25. It was 25. No, it said 25 in the email. And Miguel email said 25 from your section.
Number of questions, 25. I think it's 25 from 6 and 5 from 5.
Oh, you mean like that? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, you mean
30.
like that. Yeah, 30. Yeah.
Yeah. And you all are lucky because it used to be 45.
So, from your section.
45 and 10.
That's the whole exam.
Yeah. Used to be 65 questions. So if you couldn't pass them, then that was it.
Oh boy.
What again? Why you don't stop making noise?
Listen,
Yes. Keva, please go and study.
I've been studying.
Okay, well then don't complain.
I've
You
been
got this.
I have been trying to read as much as possible.
Okay, so any questions that you come not too clear, you could always shoot me an email.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. All right, so enjoy the rest of your evening.
You
Hope to
too.
see you at another class sometime, somewhere. Well, Kermit, I always say
I
you.
tired. I tired, Ms. Archer. Ms. Archer, I tired.
You tired?
Yeah, I tired. I don't know. If I do not, I may do this the MBA part, but I don't think I know no more. These things expensive too, you know.
Well, you ain't got nothing else to spend money on. Would you make a noise
Oh, that's a
about?
good one. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
What else you have to spend money on? You can't travel.
Let me just say, being a week
When you were
in
missing?
August. Yeah, I traveled in August.
Where you been?
New York.
Oh,
Straight to New York.
oof. Oh,
Yeah.
you weren't scared?
I ain't get no COVID, so that's my second time traveling for the year, Miss Asha. And once you keep yourself right and you wear your mask and your social distance and you sanitize, you'll be fine.
Oh. Listen, on the plane, I almost died because everybody was too close to me. My nose just keep twitching. I can't rub my nose. If I sneeze, people think I have it. If I sneeze, I think I get it. I couldn't wait to get off that plane.
Yeah, the plane. Yeah, it could be.
It's scary.
And I had the cold the other day. And that was.
Are you vaccinated?
Yeah, I'm vaccinated.
Oh, okay.
I'm fully vaccinated.
You cannot cough. You cannot sneeze. You cannot rub your eyes too much.
Nope.
I was sick
can't
on
do
that
none of
flight.
those
So
things.
I feel so sorry for the persons who actually have genuine allergies.
That's me now. Next to people with funny cologne, I can't even sneeze. No, that's okay. Okay, keep traveling for you and me then.
No, I ain't traveling more. I even plan to travel more for the rest of this year. I don't plan to. It's election time. We got to focus on the election.
Oh, Jesus, I forget. You're poster stickers all over your car.
I have a flag. I have my shirts. So when I go,
as a matter of fact, I know I had a bone to pick with you. I see in the
do?
papers today, not you personally. See, your party is saying that they're going to reduce VAT. Please tell me how they're doing that.
Drop it to 10%.
How?
You know,
how?
Give the power, Miss Archer.
Oh, no. Come on, you've been in plenty classes now. How are they going to do that?
Well, I mean, the idea is once you increase spending and you get on the back end. I understand what you're trying to say, but the idea was
What? No, run that by me mathematically again. When you do what to the
the
back end? What you
idea
talking
the
about?
idea is right that if you drop taxes, people and you stimulate the economy, people are gonna spend more money, right? And so if you spend more money, you get more in taxes. So even though the tax may drop to 10%, you have potential to still collect the 12, but you would have been collecting at 12 or more if taxes are low and people spending money.
This is anticipation of volume.
Yeah, that's what I gathered from what I heard.
Okay.
That was their idea behind dropping the 10%.
So who directs or advises us in terms of the requirement for the government to maintain or increase its revenue towards stability?
Right, the policy makers. What you mean who would tell them what's best? I would think the financial secretary and I don't know, them type people.
It comes from the IMF.
Or you mean the international people?
I don't understand. Yes, international people. Don't forget we have an international rating, you know.
But we're a sovereign country. We could do what we want to do.
Y'all mixed up like conch salad. That have nothing to do with it.
Oh, Lord.
No, you could imagine there is an international body whom we communicate with, who comes here to assess the government's public expenditure, who's already given guidance on what needs to be done and given measures that need to be taken. And you all stand up there and talking a bunch of foolishness. Then here comes the next one again.
I think tax is too high, Miss Asha. I really think
please,
tax is too high.
Please go in Google and read the Ernst & Young report on taxation worldwide.
Miss Asha, I'm making much
it's
money.
Not high.
And the taxes them killing
Spend
me.
less than. Now, listen, I know class over now, so I can rile you out. Next thing, what your deputy talking about? But he will increase the number of licenses for commercial banks. What are y'all talking about?
I never heard. I
it's in the
saying
papers
it
today.
Wasn't true. I'm just saying I didn't hear it.
In the papers today.
I don't know what he was saying.
Well, how is that an issue for politics? Anybody could open a bank if they meet the criteria and if they have the financial backing to do it. What nonsense is this? Getting rid of what is the vaccine, the travel pass, getting rid of this, getting rid of that. Okay. I get a whole closet of block.
Actually, we can be okay. We can be okay.
What I'm saying is these things and these promises don't make any sense if you're being logical. It's like you just throwing these things in the wind for something for people to grasp onto so you can get a vote. And then afterwards, what you going to tell the people? Oh no, by the way, we have to increase VAT. Then it's too late. Anyhow, let me see you on the road honking your horn.
Oh goodness, I will be in Fox Hill tomorrow. I will be Elizabeth on Saturday. I will be in St. Barnabas and Elizabeth on Saturday.
Campaigning?
Yes, ma'am.
On foot?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna knock you down.
No, don't knock me down now. I came into you know. What do you mean you're coming to knock me down?
You came in too?
Yeah.
Okay. I won some.
Lord, that's actually to me. It's to me bad.
You know, you're my buddy. I have to wait for you after the election so I can call you.
Yeah.
I'll have to call you. Because every time I open the paper, I read these things. I said, what are these people talking about? Oh, Lord. These poor people just believe they talk line and sinker. Anyhow.
That's Claudia. Claudia, you live in, which one of them you live in? That was Claudia just now, or that was Kevin?
That was Kevin.
Okay, you live in one of them constituencies?
Pardon me?
You live in one of those constituencies like a being or?
No, no, no. I don't want nobody coming to my door.
Oh, Lord. I
Um,
noticed Claudia is very quiet, so that means she on your side.
I mean, not necessarily. She may just be quiet.
I am laughing because we have this heated discussion about politics at work, and we actually fill in who we think gonna win and all this. We get very hyped. But I am actually more on Ms. Arca's side because if they reduce that and put in income tax, because there's no way they could. And
And then
not-
and then the thing is with criminals are thinking about if you reduce VAT, you're gonna have to get rid of civil servants.
I ain't think it'd be that
Because that's where the
drastic.
bulk.
I ain't think it'd be that drastic. We could be okay.
Which
The previous government before you,
oh,
the country
God,
didn't,
let's
the
go
country,
back.
you know,
What happened?
we didn't,
Well,
we didn't, actually, we didn't, you know, the country burned. The country will survive. It's survive our governments.
so y'all see this?
I'm just saying,
We're in a era.
won't be that bad.
We're in a different era now. The era we're in right now is measures have to be put in frameworks, legal frameworks have to be put in place so that going forward, we have the misappropriation of funds.
It's actually to run in politics, you know.
I've heard that before from local and international persons. You wouldn't like it. But just the way these people, the things that spew from their mouths don't make no sense. I can't listen to nonsense.
14 days left. But yeah, 14, 13, 14 days
Jesus,
left.
you even know the number of days and all?
Yeah, 14 days left. The day
Which
would have
day
made
it is?
14. I think tomorrow will be 13.
September the what? 16th?
September 16th.
16th.
Mhm.
Okay, well, like I say, hats off to you. We'll chat the day after when Daryl give us the rundown.
Oh, goodness, I like Daryl, boy. I like Daryl.
Cannot be in an election without Daryl. Rodney can't do it.
Yeah, I like Daryl.
Got to be Daryl. Without Daryl, there is no election.
Yeah, I like Daryl.
Yeah, okay. All right, then. So you could do your march around and what you gonna tell the people when you go by their doors?
We have a manifesto. You want me to send you the manifesto?
Yes, send it to me. Let me read it. What does it say?
Okay. We have couple plans.
You'll have a manifesto like the manifest for on the plane that have non-existent people.
I understand that one. I understand. Sure.
Oh Lord.
I can send it to you. I have to look for it. I can send it to you. There's
Oh,
a link.
okay.
It's a link that you click
It'll-
on.
It'll take me. Okay, all right.
It takes
Send
you
it.
to the site for the manifesto.
No, I
Directly
can't go to the I can't go to the PLB website.
It'll take you to it'll take you directly to the manifesto.
I don't even know what your website is.
It'll be online.
What is it? PLP.com
Hold on, I can look for it. I sent it.
or don'tfollowme.com. Man.
That's all. I gone. You have a great night. But I can send it to. I can send it.
Okay, send it to me. Send it to me so I can read it because after this election, you and I have the chat.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, class. Long. It's not good.
I can send it to the group too. So you all of it.
Yeah, send it just for like this lady used to say a long time ago, my amplification.
And then Senate Kermit, I'd like to read it.
Yeah, it's good to know. just in case by some slim chance you all win.
And keep us accountable to what we said we would do. Yes.
Now, you know, accountability is not one of your strong points.
Lord Jesus. Because after I go on, Mark. I go on.
You going for this time for
Yes,
truth?
ma'am.
Good night, Kermit.
Good
Good
night.
night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
All right, bye.
Good night.
Good night, Rodrigo.
Good night.
Good night, Kevo.